Okay, good afternoon, folks. Good afternoon. Hopefully, are coming through okay. Everything is in the green. It looks as though we are. Hello to you all. Hello, Chris. Hello, Adan, Max, Nicolan. Sohail is in the room. Thank you very much. Kel in the back office telling me everything's coming through okay. Stevie is in the room as well. Kurt, TV, Badger, and Bunnies. Hello, all. Welcome to the monthly event, the live non-farm payroll and prize giveaway. Welcome to all those tuning in on the YouTube channel. You're more than welcome. I have a sample of what we do here. Basically, I don't give away money every stream, but welcome to you. You're welcome to get involved. I know you can't see what's going on inside our trading room too much. I will be paying attention to that chat, but also I do have a back office team looking at the YouTube chat as well. So if you have any questions that you want answered, drop it in there and the message will get to me while I'm live streaming. So please don't be shy on that front. Okay, so yeah, this is a monthly event, big one last month, and see if today is going to match up with it. Just so you know, for those of you that don't watch me every day, just to give you an outline of what's going to happen now. I'm just going to talk about a little bit about non-farm payroll, what it's likely, or the likely impact it can have, and so forth, and why it's so important. I'll explain a little bit about that. I know it's old hat for you old timers that have been in the room a long time, but if you don't know what non-farm payroll is, I'm going to explain the importance of it, why it's important. Then we will have the announcement live. It's going to come out of my live squawk, which I think is essential to have for news releases if you are trading. And even if you're not trading the news, I do think it's important to have a live squawk service. Keeps you out of trouble. That's going to come out of the squawk, but there is going to be, because of the internet and so forth, maybe a 2 or 3 second delay. So whatever you hear out of the squawk and out of me, don't think that you're going to be fastest fingers first, because there's going to be faster people out there. There's going to be faster people out there than us. It's going to be about 2 second delay. So just be aware of that front. So we'll see how the markets react on the announcement. If it's in line, if it's not in line, and so forth. We'll see how the markets react in general. We'll have a little scan around the markets and see what have you. And then we'll have our prize giveaway, which we do every month. We're giving away $1,500 in cold hard cash, and I can guarantee you this is not Max's money. He doesn't even buy a round of drinks last time we were out, so he certainly won't be contributing to that. It is courtesy of one of the brokers we use, IC Markets. So they basically provide the is it buffering for anyone else, or is it just buffering? Anyone buffering? I don't think it's buffering. 99% buffering. We'll be missing this one. No, it's okay. Thanks very much. Okay, good. So yeah, we'll be giving away cold hard cash in 3 prizes for the best room contributor for the month this gone. That's supposed the guy that's been, or a guy or girl that's been most active in the room, helping and so forth. $500 for the best signal provider. That's basically one that's been conscientious, putting out signals over the previous month. And then we have a random waffle, completely random. I have been accepting bribes. I haven't actually, because this is going to YouTube and people don't know me so well. No bribes accepted. Bribes wouldn't affect it anyway, because it is random. It's totally random, and I have no say on it. And that's why we haven't got a little video file to tell you, congratulations, because it's random. Right, okay, on the screen you will see last month's non-farm payroll. Now, for those of you that are following the non-farm payroll releases, last month was a really big miss. Okay, the markets were expecting 1 million jobs added, and it actually came in. You can see it here on the screen, 266,000, and it really shook the market up. It's basically been the biggest miss, I think, in a generation of Forex traders in terms of non-farm payroll miss. And indeed, the markets did react pretty aggressively. Now, non-farm payroll over the last, I would say, couple of years as becoming sort of almost bang on with the expectations. So it hasn't been so dramatic in price moves. Clearly, it's still the biggest event of the month, but it was a really big event last month. And in fact, if you look here at the what happened, just putting up here, this is the US 10-year government bond yield. I was looking at this earlier. This candle here was basically the NFP event. So that happened in the space of the announcement. It basically dropped from 1.6 down to 1.48, and the US dollar followed it as well. The US 10-year yield is obviously very important. It gives us clues where interest rates are going. So we'll be keeping an eye on it this time to see indeed if the markets are going to be in line. Now, why is the non-farm important? Well, it's a job number. It tells you how many people are employed, different from the month before. And if more people are employed, it basically means the economy is growing. It's getting some growth going on there, and growth normally leads to inflation. More people have jobs, more people have money, more people are spending money, up go prices. And as we know, central banks around the world, their job is to control inflation and employment, of course, dual mandates. So their job is to control inflation. They like to keep inflation around 2%. Obviously, inflation's higher at the moment. They believe that to be transitory. And the way that they control inflation is by moving interest rates. And if inflation's running away, the tendency is that the central bank has to increase interest rates. And if the central bank increases interest rates, it's normally good for the currency, because then you can invest your money, your dollars, at a higher interest rate. And if you have a low interest rate currency, you might want to invest in the US in their treasury bond markets. So you have to buy the dollar so you can buy the US treasury bonds. So that's basically why the currency should follow where interest rates go. It doesn't always happen like that, but that's basically why we look at all these economic releases. And of course, non-farm payroll is the biggest release because it's the first early signs of the economy. Then you've got the unemployment rate down there. What are we going for unemployment? I think it's 6.1%. I think you can see. More spending, that's right, yeah. 6.1% was last month. They're going for the unemployment rate this month to be down there at 5.9. So that's an improvement from last month, if it does indeed come in line. And the average hourly earnings, that's basically the inflationary component of it. Because obviously if people are earning more money, and more people are getting employed, it basically means that the employers, the factory owners and so forth, they have to put up salaries to compete to get the staff in. So that's the inflation component of the data releases today, up 0.2%. Now, you see here, this week we're expecting 650,000. But as you've been seeing, I'm just going to move it on to the chart here. As you've been seeing, the markets are getting quite excited about themselves at the moment. Yesterday's ADP numbers, which is like a preliminary, it's a job numbers as well. The correlation between the two isn't necessarily as strong as you may think. But the job numbers yesterday were very, very strong. And with this, the dollar has been on a move higher, well, pretty much all week really, since about Tuesday. But certainly since yesterday's job numbers, the dollar was surging higher as bond yields started to push higher as well. And indeed, all these estimations that people are seeing, 650 and so forth, there's been lots of revisions I've been reading. The general consensus is now around the 675, 680 level. But there is also like a whisper indicator that I think the Bloomberg use. And the whisper indicator is showing up at 800,000. So there's really big bullish feel about these numbers today. Okay. My feel is, and this is only a feel, I don't want you going off now trading this. This is my gut feel. My gut feel is if the numbers miss today, if the numbers come in at around 200,000, 300,000, 400,000, that's going to be really bad for the dollar. And that's when I think you're going to see the other move that we saw back in those yields 30 days ago at the last release, and you're going to see the dollar tumble pretty quickly. Two back-to-back misses on these job numbers could be pretty disastrous for the US dollar. The whole world and his wife are expecting good numbers. So how much is already priced into the dollar? Well, we'll have to wait and see. I would say a fair chunk of it is priced in. We know that the Fed are not going to be moving interest rates anytime soon. They've plotted out that they're not going to move interest rates up until 2023 at the earliest. However, if the numbers are good There's one move that they will be doing before the interest rate rise, and that's of course is tapering. That's winding back of the asset purchasing. They're not even talking about it at the moment. If these numbers are strong, then you may see that the Fed start talking about tapering back on the asset purchasing, which is basically chucking money at the economy. If they do that, that's bullish for the US dollar as well. So there will be talk today. There will be talk that the Fed might be talking about raising or easing back on those. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. As you see, I'm watching the clock here. We've got about 3 minutes to go. Now, trading the numbers for me, really, do this at your own risk. I'm only risking a very, very small amount, if at all. Okay, I'm just going to be trading the euro against the US dollar, which is, as you know, the most actively traded currency pair. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. I'm going to be looking at potentially, if the dollar rallies, basically that means the euro dollar will fall. I'll be more inclined to be looking to go the other way. Buy the rumor, sell the fact. This on the right of the chart is my 4-hour chart. I'm just going to use our tool here, which you can access inside the trading room. Go over to the education section. You can access this and put on your support and resistance lines for you. I'm going to put on the 4-hour and the daily levels. I'm just going to merge those two together so that these are the strong levels. So if the strong numbers are really, really strong and the dollar wants to fly, this euro is going to come back down. But I would imagine it's going to hold certainly around this level at 20.50. So back down here, you might find me buying. And I'm also going to be using this risk management tool, which again is accessible inside the room. I'm going to make sure it's behind my camera. Here I'm predetermining my maximum loss on this little event to just 0.5% on the account. I'm going to turn it on now. It's going to give me my profit lines and so forth. Okay, so profit lines and stop lines, and I'm also got a pending order should I wish to do a pending order, but we'll see how it goes. As I say, we've got about 50 seconds to go, 45 seconds to go. We'll see how it goes. Please, advices, you know, we've got some good horse racing coming up in the next few weeks. If you want to go and gamble on the horses. If you want to try and treat this as a business, don't be trading just for the sake of it, unless you know it's just a bit of fun for yourself. Because trading these numbers, when they can be very volatile, it can be a challenge. Let's just leave it there. You've got about 20 seconds to go. My personal view, it is going to be not a good number. It's only a view. It's just a flick of a coin view. I think it's going to be a miss, and I think the dollar's going to collapse, but I don't know. Here we go. We've got I've got my neck on the line there, and I don't have insights to the data. Here we go. 550, a bit of a miss. It is a miss. Dollar's going to come lower. Euro dollar's going to go higher here.
With a power vision of 278,000. Unemployment rate of 5.8% with average earnings month-to-month 0.5, year-on-year 2% with a power vision of
average earnings is good number.
Canada with employment at a loss of 68,000.
Average earnings is a good number on average earnings. Up 0.5, I believe. There's also a revision I heard there from last month, slightly up, but the number was not as good as the markets were expecting. I expect the euro dollar to go higher here, and the dollar to come under a little bit of pressure. So I would expect this to trade a little bit higher. But I'm not going to buy it here. I'll wait for a little bit of a pullback.
Labour force participation rate at 61.6%.
Okay, so it's just moving marginally high at the moment. Put on about 20 pips. Not a big move. Gold is surging as the dollar comes lower. That's likely to happen. Gold's obviously been under a lot of pressure over the last couple of days. Smashed through 1900, back down to 1860 as dollar got stronger. So I expect to see gold to have a little bit of a push higher on the back of this.
Participation rate at 64.6.
So the euro dollar most probably goes higher. Look here, we've just broken through that level of support. I'm going to put 121.30 is a support zone back down around here. I think a pending order in there for me around this level is most probably a reasonable bet. I'm going to put that pending order in there. which is a support zone. If we get back down, place that pending order there now. So I'm only risking 0.5%. Can't lose more than 0.5%. Bit of a fun NFP event for myself. Don't copy me. Make your own decisions. I'm not here to give you signals. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. But I don't see any reason why you want to start piling into the dollar. I just want to tell you what I want to do. I want to have a quick look at the 10-year bond yield to see how that has reacted, because it's all about bond yields. And indeed, as you expect, bond yields are coming down a little bit. Okay, so this is the, let's have a look here. I take that out to the 1 hour. You'll see this is the US 10-year yield. It's dipping now below, got up to 1.63 before the numbers. Now we're showing some pressure in that, bit of pressure coming off. Not disaster numbers. They're not disaster numbers, but there's no reason at the moment to think that the Fed, well, I don't think they need to start talking about tapering just yet. We'll see. So the dollar, there we go. Dollars now is falling, as we can see here on the euro dollar, smashing up to TP. It most probably goes on. Let's have a look here. Look up to the right hand side of the chart here of my window. We've got 4-hour and daily resistance coming in around the 121.70 level. This could hold. Again, this has been depicted by the support and resistance tool. If you're struggling with your support and resistance, then using a tool such as this really can help you. This has been a really good level of resistance. Look here, where is it, over there? Been good level of resistance, good level of support. I would say now, I mean, my profit target was slightly before that. I would say 21.70 could potentially hold this. It's a bit of a non-event really in terms of the number. So I would say that although the dollar is weakening up at the moment, it's most probably going to find some good resistance between here and I would say the figure. So between 121.70 and 122, the figure is most probably going to find some struggle to get through it. So if you are counter trend trading, or if you're looking to pick some tops in this little move you're seeing, 21.75 zone could be a place where you might want to start looking at, and then you can have stops above 122 to protect yourself a short sort of 30 pip stop on that. Right, let's have a quick look. I'm just having a quick look at the chat. Vesna from YouTube asked me what do I think about gold today. I think gold has basically had a good move to the downside. Let's just have a quick look at the gold. Gold has basically had a good. That's the weekly. That's the weekly bearish pattern there. I'll tell you that. This is the daily. So we found support on this pullback. This pullback was basically dollar related. Now the dollar is weakening. You're likely to find maybe trend continuation for the gold to continue trading higher. Again, using the level of support as your entry, this is mostly not a bad little entry, and you can have stops below for trend continuation higher. There you go on that. Okay, well, it seems to be holding the this level at the moment. Seems to be holding there at that level that we thought. So 21. There we go. Let's have a look here. We've got 21.75, nowhere near. Holding here at my TP.
An update in the UK COVID infection rate as England's R number at 1.0 to 1.2. The growth rate range
okay.
0 to 3%.
So a bit of a quiet reaction. Let's just have a quick look at the momentum meter here. So this is, for those of you that don't watch me every day, this is the US dollar, the green line, and this is based on a moving average. And I've got my moving average here set at 20. So, and this is the index. All these currencies are different coloured, coded down here. That's their 20 moving average, or their deviation from the 20 moving average. So you can see the dollar is now falling. The euro you know, the euro could have had a better move than that on the basket. I mean, this is the 1 hour chart now, so much more sort of in tune with what's happening at this moment. You know, this dollar move, really big, acute dollar move. You know, the euro hasn't been the main beneficiary, has it? The main beneficiary of this dollar move to the downside has been the pound. I didn't catch what the Canadian data was showing. Didn't catch that, but CAD's obviously not such good data out of the Canadian elsewhere, I would have thought. So the Aussie, the Canadian is under pressure, which and oil prices are looking quite strong, but CAD is coming under pressure now, as well as you can see. Dollar is dumping now. Dollar is dumping. I'm just going to there we go. I'm going to leave that there for now. If we get this triggered, it'll be a nice little trade for me. 10 pips away from entry. I will leave that. Yeah, 10-year bonds rising, and are they? Bearing in mind that the all the revisions we're looking up. Yes, it is. 10-year yield is rising back up to 1.63. Yeah. There's a big push going on in yields at the moment. I'm just going to take that order out for now. Yeah, thanks for that. I'm just a bit curious about that bond yield rise. It's moving up pretty acutely here, as you can see. You know, we've taken out some resistance on the bond yields here. This could, you know, if there's going to be, you know, if the markets are selling bonds, which they clearly are at the moment, the big money's selling bonds, which means the yields go up, then you could find maybe the dollar finds a bit of support here and continues on. So I've just pulled that order. I'm getting asked by someone here on by Stanley on the YouTube, should we go long the euro dollar? I can't advise you on that. I'm not here to give you advice with your money. No one cares about your money more than you, Stanley. So you have to make your own decisions based on your own strategies. You know, I've just pulled my bid from the market, as you may have seen. Wait until Tuesday, Stanley. Yeah, Stanley. Yeah, in our trading room, people are commenting about your comment, basically telling you to wait till Tuesday. Yeah, well, we got ECB next week, which is the European Central Bank, which could be which I think the European Central Bank are going to be continuing on their sort of dovish theme in terms of their extensive asset buying program, which should potentially hold should cap any real strength in the euro. But we'll talk about that next week. And the G7 in Cornwall, yeah, we've got Biden's coming over, isn't he? I miss Uncle EU today, yes. Well, it's been, I mean, look at the 5-minute chart, big move up on the announcement. So that was the big sort of push you had in the or selling of the dollar. Now it's coming back as dollar gains a little bit of strength. We'll see. Yeah, bond yields are stabilising around the 1.63. Gold's making a nice push up. Dogecoin down 9.5%. Elon Musk, come on, where are you? What's he want to do with that today? Yeah. AMC up 5%. Russell 2000's up. Obviously with AMC. Yep. Watch those bond yields, guys. Look, these bond yields, we are pushing higher. So this is going to potentially see a bit of a pullback in this euro dollar. Mostly comes back to entry now. When I say to entry, I mean to pre-NFP release. Don't really want to look at the 5-minute chart, but mostly comes back down to this zone. I think it's more than likely to have a little bit of a pullback. Let's get to the real business in hand. What are you talking about? Complete punt. It is really, with a P. So yeah, let's have a look. Dollar still under pressure though. The market got themselves quite excited about this number, didn't they? And now you're seeing the fallout. Keep an eye on that. I mean, it's not. I mean, for me, this. For me, this. Beg your pardon. This trend is still down, and I mean, this level of resistance holding up there. I don't think Don't think there's much to be had. Real business. What do you mean the real business? Let's get to it. Okay. Well, let's get to it. I've had enough of me talking. So, 142.40 for pound by Wednesday. Pound's really surging. I don't mind that, Yo-Yo. Yo-Yo in the room here, for those of you not actually in the room, is talking the pound up to 142.40. Let's have a look at the pound. I think pound is, really, you found this sort of support zone that's been respected a number of times here on the higher time frame chart. And again today, the pound is the strongest currency. If you think that the dollar is going to be a little bit going to see some profit, going to see some sort of liquidating, because they were expecting some really good numbers. You may indeed see some dollar liquidations going on. Then maybe buying against the the pound, or selling against the pound is maybe the better thing. 142.40. Yo-Yo's calling it up to double top. Most probably going to be the right level, I'd have thought. Most probably going to challenge that. I mean, even pound against you can trade pound potentially even against weaker CAD. I mean, one thing this does do, I think, is it sort of takes away some of the pressure of of the taper and the hikes. So the stock markets are going to like that. The stock markets are going to be, especially with the with these sort of changes in tax policy that the Biden government is talking about. It's mostly good for stocks, and if it's good for stocks, it mostly means that the Japanese yen continues to be currency under pressure. In which case, you might want to think about buying the Japanese yen. Beg your pardon, buying the pound against the Japanese yen. It's a lovely trendy market here. We held back down at this sort of previous resistance zone, acting as support, puts in this bullish engulfing pattern, and off we go again. I think this challenges up there, doesn't it? I would say so, Yo-Yo. What about you, Jenny? What do you think? Are we going to go back up to 150? Back up to 156? Ivan, are you listening in? What do you think? Roberta, yes. Max agrees. Richard's long. Jay. Richard's long pound yen. Sold. I agree. Thanks, Knox. EJ is good too. Yeah, I think buying yen crosses is good anyway, if you pick the right one. And I think buying euro yen, buying pound yen, buying dollar yen. Well, not so much dollar yen maybe, but buying those yen crosses, maybe even an Aussie yen. I mean, that's been sort of in the doldrums for a while, but we're still holding. This sort of key. This is the daily chart on the Aussie yen. It's still holding this level. So whilst we're sort of still comfortably holding 84, then this most probably grinds higher as well. I mean, this is the daily chart. A bit messy on the 4 hour, but most probably grinds high. It's just basic risk on trade, isn't it? Right, let's give away some cash. So this community that we have here, I'm biased, of course. but I think this is the best community out there on this space for Forex trading and trading in general. And it's not all because of me. No, it's not all because of me or Max or Mark. It's because of you guys. You guys make this community what it is. And this is a chance for us once a month to say thank you to the community for basically taking taking time out of your day to work in the community and to help others and so forth. So we like to say thank you in terms of 3 prizes. Now the first prize. Just gone. The first prize we are going to give to the best room contributor for the previous month. Ordinarily, this would have been a really difficult decision. It's not just my decision, by the way. So although I take bribes, it doesn't influence any of the decisions. I just bank the bribes and make my own call. I don't take bribes. Please don't put me on Forex Peace Army. Take some bribes. It would have been an ordinarily a hard decision because we've had really good contributors this month, really good contributors, and but we threw it out to the vote, and the vote came back pretty unanimous, and I think, in fact, I'm going to ask. In fact, what I'm going to do now. I'm now going to, let me just take that little thing off. What I'm going to do now is basically throw it out to you guys. Who do you think? Who do you think wins it this month for the best room contributor? Let's have a look. Let's see some votes coming in here, but the decision has been made. It's not going to influence a bit. We've got Seabass says Ivan, Beige says Ivan, Roberta says Ivan. Ivan says Ivan. Nath says Jenny. Jenny just tells us how much money she's made. Alpine. Calvin. Okay. Well, thanks for that. Subix reckons it's him. I'll tell you who the winner is this month.
Political space is a built
I know you didn't. Okay, so this month the winner is, and absolutely well deserved. So, congratulations to Ivan. Absolutely well deserved. I know we've had a few chats because you are also a moderator here in the room, Ivan, which comes with its own benefits as well. But, even moderators, you have been tireless in your efforts. And I know we've had a chat about the other things going on as well. But you're finding the time, more than the time, to contribute to the room here. So I'm absolutely delighted that I'm absolutely delighted that the colleagues here with me all agreed on the on that. So that was a unanimous decision, and by the sounds of things, everyone in the room agrees with that decision. So congratulations to you on that one. I just want a quick look before I pull the other prize up. Just have a quick look here. What is going on in the other basket? We've got gold pushing up. That's good. You've got stocks looking good. French market is looking good. The German market is looking good. UK stock market is good. The US is looking good. Look at the stocks. Look at the US stock market. That's having a good push since the number as well. So this is definitely a case of risk on. Buy the yen crosses, possibly. Still in tune there. We've got the euro dollar. Okay. Let's have a look here. Just on the 5 minute, would I have got my no? Okay, my entry was at 21.30. Missed it anyway, but that is okay. I'm out of that trade now, so no trades for me on that. Yeah, so it looks as though it is still seeing some dollar weakness continuing. Okay, so the best trade signal provider. This was okay. What we always do on this one. I get the numbers from the back office exactly, because I don't obviously see every signal that comes out, and we get the numbers, and then we review the person that's been putting out the signals, and the quality of the signals. It's very easy just to put a chart and say buy, and that's a signal. Well, it doesn't work on the numbers. It's not worked on the amount of signals that you put out. It works on the sort of the work that has gone into the signals, the analysis, the consistency of the analysis, the benefit to the room, not just putting out a signal for the sake of a signal. Anyone that follows trading at all knows that following a signal per se, is maybe not the way you should be trading. But you can learn from these signals. And this person has basically been excelling in this department. And I'm finding it really, really interesting watching what the person is doing. So it was a tight one between two people. However, it did go this month to... Here we go. Now, some of you might say, hang on, she won it last month. And you're right. She won it last month as well. And there's nothing to say she won't win it next month. But you've got there something to pace yourself against. The signals that Evelina has been putting out have been absolutely fantastic. And it doesn't mean if you win it once, you can't win it twice. Indeed, anyone wants to put the effort in here, there's not a bad little, bonus every month just for putting the work in. And I'd say these signals, take your time out, follow Evelina if you don't already do so. Then you will get the notifications the moment she puts out these signals, and then it will get sent to your email and what have you. You can follow her. Don't trade blindly. Shouldn't be trading blindly. You shouldn't be following anyone blindly. That's just nonsense to be thinking you can do that. But certainly you can take a leaf out of her book and potentially learn from that. So I'm really delighted. Again, this is not my decision solely. It is a company decision, and she got ticked by every box there as well. It does just so happen, and again, it wasn't the reason. It does just so happen that she actually had 75 signals over the last month, and all of them good. And the close runner-up in terms of numbers was 56, but again, it's not on the numbers. It could have been the other way round, but as I say, it's not just on the numbers, it's actually on the quality. So congratulations to Evelina there. I don't even know if she's in the room. Has she said hello? Has she said hello? Has she said thank you? Or she's just taken now as a give me? She just accepts it now that she is just part of her monthly income. Maybe so. Maybe so. Whoa, look at this. Flying. There we go. Now, remember, I said to you this level coming up to 121.75. We're coming into this level now. Okay, so we're coming into this level now. Just putting those support and resistance lines on again. So this is the level that's been, this is the 4-hour chart. Heavily respected on the way up. Bounced off it a number of times over here. Bounced off it as support over here. Okay, it's been picked up. So we're in this level now. Are we going to break through? Are we going to break through? Well, remains to be seen. For me, probably not. I didn't trade this month, Jenny. I had a pending pending buy order, but I missed it by, I pulled it and then it got down to within 7 pips and then flew off. But that's fine. Any views on? Ahir says, any views on pound CAD? Well, CAD's under pressure at the moment. Pound's flying, so the bias clearly is buying pound CAD at the moment. In terms of actual entries, let's have a look here at the pound CAD for you. Ahir ST4. There we go. Okay, so this is my 4-hour chart, and you can see, I mean, it's basically been meandering around the moving averages, above and below, so it hasn't really been trending because both of these currencies have really been quite strong. As you know, obviously the CAD's coming under pressure today because of the release, and I haven't actually digested the numbers yet there, but obviously the CAD numbers weren't as good. But we are seeing a similar bit of sort of technical structure on the charts that we're seeing on the euro dollar. You know, we're coming into a big level. Okay, I mean, I've got my little band there, but you can even take this out further to there. I tell you what I'm going to do for the fun of it. I'm going to put in the pound CAD and see where our tool comes up with levels of support and resistance, because it is most probably coming in here now. So this is the pound CAD. Let's stick it over there and see where it comes in. Let's put the 4 hour in and the daily, and indeed it's picked it up pretty much bang on as I saw visually, that this level coming into now at 171.70 is most probably the top of this range for this little move. So again, it's a very powerful tool. If you don't know how to draw support and resistance, if you're struggling with it, take all the ambiguity out, use something like that. How do you get that tool, says Pippa. Pippa. In the trading room with all the other tools under the education section. Yeah. Where's my car keys? They're behind the kitchen door. Always behind the kitchen door. I don't even know why I ask. All the trading tools are in the education section under the section called Tools. So there you go. Right, it's Wandom Waffle time. That's okay. I haven't heard it mentioned before. Oh, I'll be mentioning it now and again. All right, Wandom Waffle time. So this is, as it says on the tin, completely random. Okay. The only problem is half my family are in it, and all my friends are in it. No, they're not. No, they're not. I do the same jokes each month, don't I? I get a bit bored of them, aren't we? But it is a chance for you to win $500 for doing absolutely nothing. For all you auditors out there that just sit here watching all day long, there's a chance for you to win $500 for doing not a lot. And these are all the other prize winners we've had down there. So basically now I need to launch the raffle, which is just above there. Once I pick a winner, you'll see it scroll through, all your names in there, and best dad jokes. No. Yeah. Yeah, you'll see your name in there. It will be scrolling through, and so make sure your name's in there. Watch out for Oliver, my dog. He's in there as well, and of course me. So there he goes again. Right, let's just pick a winner, shall we? Let's get on with it. Did that work? There we go. Pick a winner. Right, there we go. It says raffle building. See it in the middle there? Maybe we should change the font on this one. Right, there we go. Yeah. Oh. Nosaj wins $500. That was quick. Hang on. Ali Ruth wins $500. Okay, so Ali Ruth wins $500 for doing nothing. Congratulations to Ali Ruth. If you're listening in, get in contact with support, which you can do so in the bottom left, and that way they will be able to send you the money into the account. Last scene, yeah. Okay, well that's the way it goes. As you can tell, it's completely random. Congratulations to Ali Ruth there. Right, okay, folks. Bit of a dull move in the markets now. We're still seeing still seeing these levels being held. Let's have a look at the euro dollar again. Put on the levels. There we go. So it's holding at the moment. So the faithful support and resistance working at the moment. Probably pulls back a few pips here, I would have said. But you don't trade that, do you? You don't just trade that for the sake of it. Okay, good NFP. Right, thank you. That's my name inverted. You can send it now, Martian says. Okay. Okay, off you pop. Have a good one. Good evening. Have a lovely weekend for all of us leaving Asia Pacific. Have a good one. We'll see you all next week in the trading room. We'll do it all again. Thanks for taking part again. And if you want to win $500, make sure you get contributing and get trade signals and everything going. And you've got just as much chance of winning as anyone else. If you're leaving us in Asia Pacific, well done. Well, not a lot else for us to do here. We are seeing a bit of support being resistance, I should say, being held here, because it had done before in the past. Odd that, technical analysis. Most probably seeing the gold markets push on a little bit. Let's have a look. Yeah, so gold's pushing back on again. I guess we're going to challenge. I hope we're going to challenge up there at 1900 again. If we take out 1900 this time, we are on our way. We're on our way. Bye-bye, Henning. Right, folks. Okay, well, I'll leave that there then. It's been an enjoyable. Thank you for your company. Congratulations to all our winners. More sim trading. Yeah, I'm going to fly the Airbus 320 this weekend, Albert. Oh, do you mean flights? Do you mean Forex sim? Yeah. Yeah, congratulations to all our winners. Thank you all for participating for last month. New month has now started, as you know. So get involved. And make the most of your stay here, because it really is, we think, the best community out there on the planet. And of course I'm biased, but even if I wasn't involved, I still think it is. So we'll leave it there. Right, folks, thanks indeed for tuning in. I'll be back for the London wrap this afternoon at 5 o'clock. We'll wrap up the week's events and so our final stream of the week. Thanks all. See you next time.